What's up, everybody? Hope this finds you doing well. This is Danelle here at Networkchain, and today we're going to talk a little bit more about the Bitcoin spot ETFs. Just this past week, we found out the SEC has delayed another spot Bitcoin ETF application. When will it be approved? And also, we're going to talk a little bit more about what's happening around the world since the U.S. seems to be taking its time with regards to approving one of these exchange-traded funds related to cryptocurrency. There are other countries around the world that are already moving future forward. So let's go ahead and start with the cryptocurrency market update as usual. As you can see, Bitcoin is currently at the top as usual, trading at $36,592. It is down just a little over 1% over the last 7 days. Ethereum, which topped above 2,100 earlier this week, has now pulled back a little bit and is cooling down. It is now down 3.7% over the last 7 days. And then you can see XRP is down 6%. Solana is up 3.65%. It has been on a run up nearly 500% over the past 11 months. And then we have Cardano at number 8, currently trading at 37 cents. Dogecoin still in the top 10, up just over 0.6% over the last 7 days. And then we have Tron still rounding out the top 10. So we mentioned that the spot Bitcoin ETF many times in several other videos, and why it's a important metric to consider because of the fact that there's a multi-trillion-dollar industry that could potentially be getting into the cryptocurrency space. So a lot of people, some are excited, some not so much, about the potential that larger institutions, wealthy individuals could potentially look to get into cryptocurrency, particularly Bitcoin, if these ETFs are approved. If they are approved, then that means that these asset managers are going to have to buy Bitcoin, and now we're seeing Ethereum is also a filing that some asset managers have applied for as well. They're going to have to buy the underlying asset. And we already know that with Bitcoin, it's a finite supply. So because of that, there's going to be more demand with these ETFs. And because Bitcoin is a finite supply, there's a possibility that the price of Bitcoin can continue to go up multiples of where we are now due to the massive demand that could be coming into the space. Coinbase research has revealed that there's a massive $48 trillion opportunity amid Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, and a crypto price pump. So there's about $48 trillion of wealth that is potentially sitting on the sidelines that there could be some exposure being put into the cryptocurrency space. Now, of course, not all $48 trillion would be coming into the cryptocurrency space. As a whole, the cryptocurrency space is only about, let's see, it's currently at 1.39 trillion as a space as a whole, the entire cryptocurrency industry. And you can see here that Bitcoin makes up 715 billion of that. So the entire $48 trillion is not coming into the market, but people are speculating that potentially upwards of 1% could be coming into the cryptocurrency space. So that could be another $400+ billion that could potentially be coming into the space. So if that's the case, there's a possibility that the likes of Bitcoin and Ethereum particularly could go up in price, given that those are the two assets that a lot of these asset managers are looking potentially to get into. So that's a possibility. We also learned that that BlackRock has officially filed for a spot Ethereum ETF as well. So even though we have yet to get the approval for the Bitcoin ETF, they have followed their application with an Ethereum ETF, believing that that could be the next crypto asset in line that some of the institutional investors and wealthy investors may be interested in when it comes to getting into the cryptocurrency space. So as you can see here, they officially filed on Thursday for a spot Ethereum exchange traded fund, and they are proposing to convert the trust to a spot ETF, which means it will own Ether. So once again, they will have to own the underlying asset instead of the futures products tied to the crypto token. So the iShares Ethereum Trust was a trust that was registered on the NASDAQ, and if approved, they're now looking to see if they can get it converted to a spot ETF. So instead of being correlated directly with futures, it would now be directly tracking the price of Ethereum, not trying to speculate on what the Ethereum price would be at a later date. It would be exactly going along with what the Ethereum price is on the spot. So we definitely will see what happens with that. There's a possibility that if a Bitcoin ETF is approved, that an Ethereum ETF would probably soon be approved after the Bitcoin ETFs are approved. So it still remains to be seen. But one of the other top asset managers in the world is Fidelity. They also manage trillions of dollars, and they also filed for a spot Ethereum ETF, and they say that an approval would be a major win for U.S. investors. So they took their application, and it's going to, as they say, an approval of this ETF would represent a major win for the protection of U.S. investors in the crypto asset space, because people believe that obviously it's still considered the wild, wild west in the cryptocurrency industry. And so a lot of people have been hacked or have been scammed because they don't have the regulation in place. But if they do end up approving a spot ETF, then that means that you're using what people would be considered a trusted party, like a third party when we think of Fidelities and the BlackRocks that have been in the traditional finance space for several years, many, many, many years. It actually goes in a way against the whole ethos of the making of Bitcoin in the first place, the invention of Bitcoin in the first place. Bitcoin is a decentralized crypto, which basically has no centralized authority. So you have full autonomy over the value in which you hold, and you can do that by having a cryptocurrency wallet. But there is some friction in being able to create and really secure your own cryptocurrency on a cryptocurrency wallet. So please make sure to check out our previous videos when it comes to cryptocurrency security. And it does change, continue to change as technology continues to change and advance. So you definitely want to make sure that you stay posted, not only here, but there are some other really great resources out there that teach you about cryptocurrency security, because it's extremely important, particularly if you want to hold your own cryptocurrency as opposed to investing in an ETF or leaving your coins on an exchange. So around the world, we're seeing that there are already spot ETF products that are out in the market. Australia is one of those countries. On the Australian Securities Exchange, they already have a number of spot Bitcoin ETFs that have already been approved. And you can see the list of them here. So they already have had some success of people being interested in getting into an exchange traded fund without actually having to hold the cryptocurrency itself. So if you want to go here to ETF.com, you can learn a little bit more about the different Bitcoin ETFs. They also have an Ethereum ETF as well, and you can see some of the stats and ratios when it comes to that here at the website of ETF.com. Also, another country that is looking to get into crypto spot ETFs is Hong Kong. Hong Kong is well known as becoming a blockchain hub. There's a lot of crypto and blockchain native companies that are headquartered in Hong Kong. And so some people believe that this could be a signal that China, which is one of the largest economies in the world, could potentially open up mining or even just cryptocurrency trading again one day, because they have banned it. And so now at some point there could be a possibility that they will be opening back up, particularly since Hong Kong is looking, and their securities regulator, which is called the Securities Futures Commission, is looking to move forward in allowing retail investors to buy a spot crypto exchange traded fund. So definitely we'll keep an eye out on that, because Hong Kong is definitely one of the cities around the world that has been looking future forward. It'll be interesting to see what they do over time, particularly when it comes not only to these spot crypto ETFs, but now that they've allowed retail trading back in the area, this could be potential for what could eventually be more opportunities in the Asia region. Lastly, we're going to talk about Citibank, which is one of the largest banks in the United States, also in the world. They have teamed up with the Monetary Authority of Singapore, which is another area that also is very future forward and has been very accepting and open to crypto in the area in their country. They have a pilot program called Project Guardian, and Citi is developing an FX solution, which is basically a foreign exchange solution using blockchain technology through this pilot program. So you can see here, Citi has developed an innovative application that uses blockchain infrastructure to price and execute bilateral spot foreign exchange trades. So they're looking to see all the different types of use cases and the utility of the blockchain technology, because one of the great things about this particular technology is security. It's the fact that everything is settled on the blockchain. You don't have to have a so-called trusted authority. It's all transparent on a public ledger. So people are looking to see how can it be used when it comes to the traditional finance system. And so Citibank is one of the financial institutions that are experimenting to see if there is an on-chain solution, in this case to provide real-time streaming of price quotes while recording trade executions on a blockchain, which supports the immutable, cryptographically secure record keeping of trade data. So at the same time, they're allowing for compliance and conformity with institutional practices and, where applicable, regulatory requirements, with only counterparties to a quote or trade having access to the underlying trade details. So it looks like here the foreign exchange head of sales there at Citi said, "We are taking steps towards building foundational capabilities to offer liquidity, pricing, and risk management to our global clients wherever they choose to trade, be it on traditional rails or on blockchain." So that is definitely a big step forward, particularly when blockchain has the potential to disrupt the entire traditional finance industry. And if you want to learn a little bit more about Project Guardian, you can go to the Singapore Government Agency website and learn a little bit more about the Monetary Authority of Singapore and the Project Guardian. And it goes into detail about their objectives and some of their focus areas here. You can see they're looking to explore open, interoperable networks that enable digital assets to be traded across platforms, and liquidity, trust anchors, asset tokenization. We've talked about that a little bit previously on some of our videos as well, and how basically you'll be able to tokenize everything on the blockchain, whether it be tokenizing your house, tokenizing your car, tokenizing securities. You'll be able to then take those assets and be able to sell and trade them decentralized without having a central authority that you have to trust, and everything is open and secure on the blockchain. So they're going to be using this pilot program to look into asset tokenization as well as institutional grade protocols. So there's definitely a lot of development that's still happening despite us being in the bear market in cryptocurrency, as well in the stock market as well. There's a lot of companies that are looking to the blockchain as well as Web3 to continue to look forward as to the next technology that's going to be disrupting everything that we do, especially when it comes to the world of finance and money. So please continue to stay tuned here at Networkchain. We appreciate you watching and listening. Thank you so much for your support. We look forward to continuing to bring you these videos every week. Make sure to check us out on X as well as Instagram. We post there nearly every day. In the meantime, take care. Bye-bye.